This video blog is going to be discussing the solvent liquidation option of a members' voluntary liquidation. I am joined by Richard Sims, who is one of the licensed insolvency practitioners at FA Sims and Partners, and he will be explaining the MVL members' voluntary liquidation process in more detail. Hi Richard.
Hello Martha, hello viewers.
Can you give us a basic overview of what a members' voluntary liquidation is, please?
Absolutely. I think the key thing to remember, the members' liquidation is a solvent liquidation, as in all creditors are paid in full. That's a big distinction from the insolvent liquidation, a creditor's voluntary liquidation. So members' liquidation means the shareholders benefit, the members of the company benefit from that liquidation. So solvent liquidation is very important there. So it doesn't have the same stigma of perhaps of being insolvent. It doesn't have any sort of implications with regards to credit score, credit ratings, any of those sort of things. There's no implications on the personal side at all because it's a solvent company within that full stop. So just have in mind it's a way of moving value from a limited company shell into either new limited companies or into personal possession of the shareholders of the company.
Okay, brilliant. And what is the basic process of a members' voluntary liquidation?
So the process of liquidation is, again, it's led by the shareholders, I guess, but really the directors have to be involved in that process as well. So the directors, again, and often the cases we're dealing with, the directors and the shareholders are the same people anyway, but the directors must call a meeting of the shareholders. That meeting of shareholders must be taken to place the company into liquidation. And that passing the resolution, the special resolution, putting the company into liquidation, is what achieves that. Usually 21 days notice is required for the shareholders meeting from the directors calling that meeting. However, if the shareholders in agreement and either 90 or 95% of the shareholders agree to it, that can be held on what's called short notice. Now short notice can actually mean no notice whatsoever. So you could have the same meeting of the directors calling a shareholders meeting and the shareholders meeting taking place just 5 minutes later. So the process doesn't have to be a long one, and it can be concertinaed in to achieve that. Once the liquidator is appointed at the members' meeting, then in theory, the assets of the company can be distributed immediately. Subject to holding back a few things in terms of cost, can be distributed straight away from that point of view. So it's important to plan where the assets are in advance of the liquidation taking place.
The members' voluntary liquidation is for the shareholders. So can you explain some of the benefits that the shareholders will receive from entering into a members' voluntary liquidation?
Absolutely. So one of the key benefits for using a members' voluntary liquidation now, an MVL over a strike-off, is going to be the tax benefit. Legislation has changed to create a situation where if there is more than £25,000 or £25,000 or more of assets surplus in the company, often in the form of cash, then in order to remove that cash and receive capital gains taxation on that, it needs to go through a members' voluntary liquidation process. Now, the key thing then is that may be open to entrepreneurs' relief, which can bring the tax rate down to as little as 10% for the cash coming out of there. So it's something we would tend to work alongside either your existing tax advisor or introduce a tax advisor to assist you to make sure that you get the best position out of that as it comes through. Okay.
Okay. And what would be the basic costs for a members' voluntary liquidation with FA Sims and Partners?
So it depends really on the assets you're looking at. If we're looking at a straightforward distribution of cash, so it's a simple one, the point we don't have to sell anything, we haven't got to do anything clever in terms of conveyancing of properties, that type of stuff, then it can be a simple cash removal, and you're around that sort of £2,000 mark to get the job from top to finish. So that's including all the disbursements, the VAT. Again, if you're VAT registered, that can come down because the VAT can be reclaimed. So generally, that's the kind of figure you're talking about. We would tend to quote per case, but we're looking to be as cost effective as possible within that. But again, one of the key things we're working ourselves is we've been around for sort of 35, 36 years now. Your money is safe with us. And I think if you look through around some of the competitors out there, you'll see there may be just one man, one lady in a back bedroom. Are you going to put your hard-earned cash in their pockets to look after it for you? I would have thought not, but there you go.
Okay, thank you, Richard. And if you need any further advice regarding a members' voluntary liquidation, then contact either Richard or one of the other insolvency practitioners at FA Sims and Partners on the number at the bottom of your screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you.